What's poppin', players? Welcome back to a 2-penny games react. This time, Assassin's Creed Showcase. Now, this was initially going to be a full Ubisoft forward react, but the Ubisoft part of that, pretty boring. The Assassin's Creed part, pretty fun. So,
this is the first time we're recording an intro. What are you talking about?
This is my first time recording an intro. Me and my good buddy Phil. Say hello to the people, Phil.
Hey, what's up?
Are going to sit down and watch and react to all things Assassin's Creed. So, without further ado, 3, 2, 1, let's go.
As you might know, 15 years ago, we released a game that changed the world of video games.
With Assassin's Creed, we introduced a new gaming universe capable of transporting you back to the Crusades, as Altair took assassinations to the next level. And now, thanks to you, 15 years later, the brand is more alive than ever.
This is why we created a deep dive into the world of
And carrying Ubisoft
to
on
show
its
you where
back.
the brand is going in the future.
Absolutely.
And we even have several surprises and announcements for you.
And now, who better to introduce a showcase like this than our CEO, Yves Guillemot.
Did we?
Hello everyone,
What?
and thank you for joining us for this edition of Ubisoft Forward.
What'd you
I
say?
would like to congratulate
Did we need
all
3
Ubisoft
camera
teams
cuts of him
around
going
the world
downstairs?
for their tremendous
Was that
work
necessary?
bringing these incredible games to life. And to all the players watching us, thank you for the passion you have for our games. Creating memorable and unique experiences is what drives us every day. Speaking of passion for games, we are celebrating 15 years since the first Assassin's Creed. Altair, Ezio, Arnaud, Bayek, Cassandra, Eivor, many of you have lived memorable moments with these characters.
Did he mention Connor by chance?
Nope. No
Learn,
Connor, no Edward.
Challenging yourself, and most importantly, having fun. With your support, Assassin's Creed went
But you know who he
beyond
did
a
mention?
collection of games.
The
It
fucker
helped
from
shape
Unity.
the face of the
What?
video game industry.
You said
And
Arno.
became an inspiration for players and developers.
That's the
around
mannequin
world.
behind him.
And now,
Did they talk about the
what's
Syndicate?
next for this
No.
fantastic
The twins? No.
universe.
Oh, so none of the ones that the fans actually care about. Bring up the Unity guy. I was like, Cassandra, fine, that makes sense. Did he mention Bayek?
Yeah. You said
Oh,
Bayek.
okay, cool. All right, so he hit the 3 new ones. But let's be honest, he only mentioned Eivor because it was the last one that came out.
Are you ready for this? Of course you are. Come on, don't be shy. Don't let a fancy suit impress you. Don't let 1,000 fancy suits impress you.
This is a cool trailer.
Be the thorn in history's side.
That was
Choose
sick.
your greatest enemies. The captain. Sorry, mate. The emperor. The boss's boss.
Requiescat in pace.
And make even greater friends.
Decent work, Leonardo.
Don't just pick a fight. Start a revolution. Get the bigger picture.
If this ends with like a Assassin's Creed complete collection, that would be fucking sick. It won't, but it'd be sick.
Face the invisible,
You're gonna break that shit up.
the impossible, the unspeakable. Welcome to the greatest playground. History.
That was cool.
That last shot was really corny.
It was cheesy as fuck, but it was awesome. Come on.
Hello, everybody, and welcome along to the first ever Assassin's Creed
Here we go.
showcase. It is time to leap into
I might
history.
just cut
tell-
straight to
I'm Danny
this.
Wallace here in
Tell
our
Desmond to
top
shut
secret
up.
hideout,
Do it.
where I'll be bringing you some sneak peeks, special guests,
Shut up,
and
Desmond.
sharing some very exciting updates on all things Assassin's Creed. You will not want to miss this. Today, I am joined by a true expert, Assassin's Creed's senior community developer, Ubisoft's own Alice Terrett. Welcome to the show. Alice, can you believe it's been 15 years?
Thank you so much, Danny. I cannot believe it's been 15 years.
It's a series very close to my heart because I'm in it. I'm lucky enough to voice Sean Hastings, who first appeared back in Assassin's Creed 2. Now, Sean sounds exactly like me, which may give you a clue as to the limits of my acting range. This year, we are celebrating 15 years since the release of the first Assassin's Creed.
It's been an amazing journey with our community that started back on the rooftops of the Holy Land. It has taken us to the Italian Renaissance, into the center of revolutionary wars, to ancient worlds, and to many incredible places.
The word is on the street, this Mirage thing is going to be more like an original Assassin's Creed title and less like an RPG shit. And depending on how well that does, they may or may not greenlight an Assassin's Creed 1 remake. That's what the word is. That's what all the humbug on the internet is saying.
We want to truly celebrate with you, our community. We know that you've been dying to find out what's next for Assassin's Creed, and so...
just on that point, it does sound a lot like you're about to announce a new game or something. And
I am about to announce a new game.
I just thought it'd be nice, seeing as I'm here.
So anyways, it's time to discover what we've been crafting in the shadows.
I hope you brought a trailer at least.
I have. Roll the trailer.
Hit me.
Basim Ebnes Haq. Are you ready to give up who you once thought you were?
I am.
Oh shit, you play as the guy that you meet in
Valhalla. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Ready to sacrifice everything you held close?
I am.
Are you ready to leave your life behind and walk the path of shadows?
How much do you think that lady smoked?
A lot. She's got a good voice. I love it whenever you see some shit. What's her name?
No. I don't know, but it is a great voice. I have to agree.
Great voice.
Altair met him?
Then out of the dark, you will come into the light.
That's not Altair.
It's not Altair.
That would be dope, though. If it goes like full.
That first Assassin's Creed game,
From the light,
I could go for a remake of that one.
you will return to the dark.
Just to that one, though. I don't need one of every one of them.
Never forget the tenets you have sworn to uphold.
Yo, he took that finger chopping like a
Stay
champ.
away from the flesh of the innocent. Hide in plain sight. Never compromise the Brotherhood.
That shit was kind of sick.
These CG trailers for Assassin's Creed are always better than the actual Assassin's Creed games.
I know. They're still dope, though.
They're so dope. He had sleep mines?
No, not sleep.
It depends on what type of sleep.
Yeah,
I really
sleep.
liked in the new games when instead of like traditional eagle vision, you jumped into the vision of an eagle. I thought that was dope.
From this
I was like,
day
that's clever.
forward, you are a hidden one.
Dude, this is some mad nostalgia for me.
Oh yeah. Very cool.
Oh yeah.
Very cool.
Oh?
Well, will you look at that? Assassin's Creed Mirage, everybody. And here to tell us more, it is Ubisoft Bordeaux's narrative director, Sarah Beaulieu. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Sarah, we just had a little glimpse of Mirage. What can you tell us about this latest and very special Assassin's Creed adventure?
Well, indeed, it is special. We go back to the roots of the series. It's been 15 years, as you know, and we wanted to go back to the action-adventure game that you know, narrative-driven game. We've been focusing on stealth, parkour, and of course, assassinations.
Now, I've been playing a lot of Valhalla recently, and from watching that trailer, I couldn't help but notice Basim.
Yes, you're right. It's Basim. It's 20 years before Valhalla, so it's a young Basim that is going to be coming from a street thief to a master assassin.
Oh, fantastic. And so where does his kind
I'm
of adventure begin?
I'm into this, man.
Well, it begins in
As a
Baghdad.
pitch.
Classic shit, man.
As a pitch, I'm into it.
Yeah.
City of
Give me the
Baghdad
game.
that you're gonna roam.
Let me
through
see the game.
And it's yeah, it's a very dense city where you're gonna meet a lot of different people.
That's amazing. I know our community.
Don't play like the old games, because those old games do not
Sarah,
hold
what
up
can you
at
tell us
all.
That makes Mirage special to you specifically.
Well, to me, obviously, it's all about the
Not at all.
story. So as you said,
They
we
are
have a
stiff
couple of charismatic
and
characters.
boring.
Two Brotherhood and
Starting from
Revelations
Basim.
play
No.
fine.
Basim is our
No,
lead
they do not
character.
play
We
fine.
have Russian that you spotted in the trailer. She's Basim's mentor. We also have a lot of historical characters, like in every Assassin's Creed, so political leaders, for example, but not just. We do have a couple of very, very interesting characters in there.
Well, what a setting and what history to get your teeth into, but we're obviously about exclusives here. Have you got any more?
Yes, I do.
Good.
Did you recognize the voice from the trailer?
I did, actually. Can I reveal it? Can I reveal the exclusive?
Yeah, if you know.
It was the Emmy-winning actress, wasn't it? Shorey Agdashlu.
It was.
It was.
Yeah, you got it right.
Good.
Yeah, we're thrilled to have her in the
There
cast.
she is.
She's going to be portraying Russian. So she's going to be the voice of Basim's mentor that you saw in the trailer, actually. And the whole team is very, very glad to have her on board.
She is fantastic.
Yeah,
Such a
she is.
recognizable voice, which is why I recognized it, of course.
Well, and we were lucky enough to catch up with Shori earlier, and she had this very special message.
The Brits have such great dry wit.
I love it.
Everyone, I am Shoemaker, and I'm thrilled to announce that I will be voicing Roshan, Basim's mentor in Assassin's Creed Mirage.
Hello.
When Ubisoft approached me to voice this character, I was immediately seduced by Roshan's strong personality and her backstory.
Right.
She's a true warrior
And the paycheck.
who fights for justice.
I'm
and
sure.
protects her fellow hidden ones at all costs. She is loyal and honest, but keep her former self behind a shroud of mystery. And of course, the fact that she is a mature woman from Persian origins made her resonate even more with her love story and background. Playing such a character is a
Shout out Persians.
that I could not miss. I hope
Evolving
you
from
like it
Meowth,
as
pretty
much
cool.
As I do. It's a real pleasure for me to collaborate with the Assassin's Creed brand and play one of the main characters in such an anticipated new game. I am wishing you
Are you anticipated if you're just announcing it now? Is that anticipation?
Thank you all. Yours, sincerely, Shohei Akdashlu.
Can she narrate my
Nice
life?
message.
Please.
What a recognizable voice as well, just instantly. And she seems thrilled to be part of this.
Yeah, I think
We
she
know
is
it's
really
It's been a
recognizable.
welcome addition to the Assassin's Creed world. So finally,
We get
obviously
it.
the question everyone wants to know, when can we get our hands on Mirage?
Assassin's Creed Mirage is going to be available in 2023.
Oh,
And if you pre-order now, you also get the exclusive 40 Thieves side quest. But it's not all. We also have a collector's
Alibaba.
case available for pre-order as well. It includes a figurine
nothing
of
like
Basim
a
and other
collector's
exclusive
edition with all
surprises
this
that you
extra
will
shit,
love.
and we don't even know what the game
Thank
actually
you, Sarah,
looks
for being
like.
with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much. Yes, it looks fantastic. Right, we'll be dropping more exclusive news from the world of Assassin's Creed very shortly. But first, we wanted to celebrate the last 15 years of Assassin's Creed with you. Let's remind ourselves of some of the highlights and, of course, the impact of this
No, with me,
groundbreaking
not you.
series.
Oh,
Obviously
Out of the
pointing at
dark,
me.
You come into the light. From the light, you will return to the dark.
Okay.
Are you prepared to travel the Eagle's path?
that AC2 theme is iconic, though. I'll say that much.
Yeah, man. You know what would be interesting if they did like a Hitman style thing, playing as someone from Assassin's Creed, and you like kill the devs. Would that not be kind of cool?
That would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool. I want to play Hitman, man. I gotta find some time to play some Hitman.
Was that you see a chibi?
I did see
Ezio?
the
You see
chibi
that?
one. I'm sure that was some spin-off thing that they did or whatever. Because there was a Gears of War chibi game.
Was there really?
Yeah, there was. I think it was a tactics game.
Oh, okay.
I do not remember making that decision. This life.
Roger Craig Smith, dude.
Nah, but like for real, like if you gave me a collection of all the games, I would buy that. $100.
What is a man but the son of
150.
his
Fuck it.
We are the
It's a lot of
stories
content.
we live.
It is a
The
lot of
tales we
content.
tell ourselves. Gentlemen, as is custom among our kind, we do not plunge headlong into folly on the orders of a single madman, but act according to our own collective madness.
Give me a chance to play Rogue. Never played Rogue.
In darkness we
I didn't finish Rogue.
We are the hidden ones.
Maybe I'll try Unity again and see if it works on a PS5.
See if it finally works.
Yeah.
It is a good life we lead, brother.
I was always an AC1 apologist. I liked AC1.
Never change.
I mean, it was the first one I played.
Yeah.
I guess that's not necessarily true. I like touched AC2 because my brother bought it the same year I bought Sonic 06.
Well, so many memories there. Makes me
So
want
I
to
like
jump back in
touched
and
it,
play through
but
the whole series
then
again.
I borrowed the
Well,
original
Danny,
from a
to
friend of mine
continue
back in middle school.
celebrations,
And
we
then
also
Syndicate
have a
was
new
good.
documentary
I never
out
beat it,
today,
but it was
which
good.
gives a
Syndicate was
behind-the-scenes
good.
look at the
I
last
had
15 years of
AC
Assassin's
fatigue
Creed.
by then,
Let's take a
and I
sneak
just
peek.
couldn't be bothered.
for a while there was one coming out every year.
Yeah,
For me, Assassin's
long
Creed
time.
represents
Most of
my
this year.
whole,
That's only a new thing
video
where it's not
game,
coming out every year.
career. It's really like where I learned my job, where I grew in my job.
That was really the game that showed
And it's
me,
nuts
hey,
how
you
much
gotta
I
step it
really
up,
enjoyed
you gotta
Origins and how
move
much I
on from
loved
PS2,
Odyssey, and then
and
just I could
I
not be
fell in
bothered
love
with
ever
Valhalla.
since.
I was like,
Pour
nah.
moi, dans l'univers du jeu vidéo, Assassin's Creed reste une licence extrêmement importante.
Assassin's Creed, especially in those early days, showing people what could be done in this kind of
Which I think
broad,
maybe
open
if we
space.
do this kind of split and the big RPG type Assassin's Creed, that's more of the Infinity, whatever they call it. And then the we have like a Mirage brand of games where it's more traditional Assassin's Creed. I could go for that.
Oh, and like some like characters intersect. That'd be cool.
It's a universe. It's not just a
It's like you
single
like
setting
people
in a
that
single
play
time,
both are
with
kind of
different
rewarded with
settings,
like friendly
different
faces.
Oh,
and stuff.
oh
It's
yeah,
like a
yeah, yeah,
narrative
sure. I see what you're
universe
saying.
that comes to life.
That would be a cool like interwoven universe to have.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
I just think even like the pitch of Assassin's Creed of you're a dude in the modern age, step into an animus, go to the past. Like now you have the opportunity to customize your own avatar in the game.
Yeah.
And
Make it be like make
you're
your own ancestor. You know, like
yeah, well, your own ancestor and yourself. Like put yourself in, and then that's your hub to where you click up or something. These are pitch ideas that I have, and I hope they do, but I doubt they will.
Expansions to date. But
Yeah,
Danny,
I
if
feel
you
like
want
it's too
more, I've got
ambitious.
Great news, as we have more content coming to Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
But it's just so easy to conceptualize.
I'm Gareth Glover, game director on Assassin's Creed Valhalla's post-launch.
How's it going,
Since
Gareth?
launch, we've continued to create new and
Gareth
exciting
Glover.
content for our community.
That's like a fucking Game of Thrones
We've
name.
already released new game modes and activities into the world of Valhalla, such as
Very
River
comic book.
Raids, Tombs of the Fallen, Mastery Challenges, and more recently, the roguelite Forgotten Saga.
I forgot they
Today,
put a
I'm
roguelite in it.
excited to announce that in a few months' time, we will also
Assassin's
be
Creed is
launching
fucking
the last
wild.
chapter. So let's take an exclusive first look.
Remember when they tried to be like historically accurate and
Yeah.
like realistic?
And then they just gave it up
And
because it's
they were
like,
like-
hey, this is more fun.
And then they were like, "Here's a Minotaur, fight it." Minotaur, excuse me.
Yeah, right.
An uproar of memories stretching far into the past.
Why has she got a smoker voice?
All I can for my people. It is time to say goodbye.
I don't even know who that is.
That's Eivor.
No, that's Eivor on the left. Are they both Eivor?
Yeah, they're both Eivor, dude. Remember the beginning of the game where you choose one?
I know, but I didn't know they were gonna show them both like this.
I guess this is an in-game thing where they come together or something. Because then when you went to Valhalla and you were the mystic thing, they switched you. So like in the real world, I was the female, but then when I went to Valhalla, I was the dude.
No,
maybe that was something.
Because they didn't switch you. I was the dude in regular, and I was the dude in Valhalla.
Oh, maybe that was headcanon things then.
Interesting. Okay.
All right.
This, you're gonna think I'm crazy, but this makes me want to go back and actually play
not.
it.
Which nicely ties up some of the storylines established throughout the game. We'll see Eivor reunite.
And I'll get trophies this time instead of achievements.
There you go. Oh, you're gonna start over? Start over? Oh, you don't. Well, Ubisoft has like a thing where like their shit crosses over. So maybe you can bring your save over. I don't know if it'll get if it'll checkmark all your trophies that you have already.
I'm a little overwhelmed already, but please go on.
Okay, well, our next guest can do just that. He's no stranger to the Assassin's Creed family with a list of credits, including creative director of Assassin's Creed Syndicate and producer of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I'm, of course, talking about Mark Alexi Cote. Matt,
I like both those
thanks
games.
for joining us.
Well, thank you, Alice. It's great to be here, and I love what you've done with the place.
Thank you. So let's start with our community. Can you tell us what makes Assassin's Creed so beloved by our global community?
Well, at Ubisoft, our mission as a company, as expressed by Eve, is to enrich the lives of players. On Assassin's Creed, we have a very clear take on that mission. We want history to be everybody's playground as we immerse players into the richness of our shared past. What makes AC different,
Would
though,
you
is this
would
kind
you
of
yourself,
unique
if the
mix
technology
between
was real, would you
historical
step into an
accuracy
Animus?
and
Fuck yeah,
contemporary
in a heartbeat.
codes
Same.
like
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
Animus. And when you put all that together, it gives you the chance to embody iconic characters, to live powerful fantasies, all the while immersed in intriguing historical settings.
It'd be so cool.
It's amazing. So how will Assassin's Creed evolve in the coming
It would
Well,
make
we're
you feel
gonna
so much
double
closer to your
down
ancestors,
on our
you know?
passion for history as we explore the past.
I mean, I don't give a shit
with
about that.
courage.
I would just want to
strongly
explore.
believe that history can be the most powerful and eye-opening source of entertainment. And our teams believe that history can help us better understand the world that we live in. As so many
It's really a
factions
baller
of the
move
past
when you
still
hard
resonate
cut
with
through
our
15 games
But don't worry, we're gonna
with
keep
you know
Like, hey,
nine
look what we did.
9 different protagonists.
Yeah,
like
right.
and players alike can feel the vertigo that only human history can bring.
I love the way you talk about history and about using history as a playground. What an incredible thing to be able to use history in this way. But what does this mean for fans going forward?
Well, we want our passion for history to fuel the expansion of the franchise into new territories. So I'm very happy to announce today our very first open world Assassin's Creed game for mobile. It will feature all the iconic Assassin's Creed gameplay, but optimized for an experience on touch controls.
Okay.
And I just can't wait to tell you more about the story and the setting.
Let's take a look at the trailer.
Is it though?
Oh, I thought.
Ooh.
Interesting. Okay. I thought they were gonna do the Japan thing finally, but as a mobile game, what a slap in the face that would be.
Right, right.
Yeah, I'm just gonna re-record an intro and just cut it at the Assassin's Creed start.
Codename Jade.
Well, look at that. A brand new Assassin's Creed game set in China. It looks amazing. Matt, can you tell us a little bit more about the features?
Well, for the first time in
I'm just
open world
enough
games, you can create
into
your
Assassin's
own
Creed where I
character. You
might
get the
check
chance
that
to do
out.
things like parkour atop the Great Wall of China, sneak through bustling cities, engage in intense combat, and discover the secrets of vastness of ancient China.
Well, that leads me to my next question. So, Mac, many of us know that a Netflix show is in development, and the community would like to know more. What else can you tell us?
Well, it's still early in development, but I can confirm that we are co-developing the Netflix series with Ubisoft Film and Television, Netflix, obviously, and an insanely talented.
You see the color
showrunner,
change, like how
Joe
it flipped
Stewart.
like that?
To red,
It's going
yeah.
to be an epic, jar-bending, live-action adaptation of our video game series. But
I do
that's
think
not
that
the
if you're
only thing
adapting
we
a
have
video
in
game,
development
a
with
show is the way to
Netflix.
go instead of a
We
movie.
also have a
I think
new
it
mobile game in
depends.
development for their
IP by IP.
platform.
Wow. So you're doing quite a lot with Netflix.
Uncharted works
And
as a
just out of
TV show.
interest,
Or,
there's
I'm
no
sorry,
reason
Uncharted
why
works
this
as a
is
movie.
just-
As a
just
movie,
curious.
yeah,
lot of
as like a
people
singular
probably
adventure.
wanna know,
Yeah.
Who is the casting director for that?
Well, why do you want to know?
No, I'm just that a lot of people have been tweeting in about that.
Well, we'll put his name on screen.
I'll talk to you after about that. In the meantime, let's take a look at the wider world of Assassin's Creed.
Okay.
Iconic.
Really is. Excuse me.
Well, the wider world of Assassin's Creed there. And look, we've had a lot of surprises
That
today.
felt
haven't
kind
we?
of short.
Fair to say, but in the grand tradition of surprises...
It's a very
Mac,
wide world.
I think you might have saved the biggest one for last.
Well, Danny, that's right. Believe it or not, I've got more things to show to you.
Oh, boy,
how
do
about
ya?
we take a leap of faith into the future.
You know what was really
together?
funny to me
Let's take
about
a look.
like Assassin's Creed 4 onward, like
Yeah.
of like the world building of like Abstergo, they were kind of turning it into Ubisoft, like Ubisoft.
Oh,
was
100%.
basically
Yeah, it was
Abstergo.
1,000% Ubisoft.
Yeah, I love it.
Some meta commentary on their evil overlords. Oh? Codename Red.
Well,
Codename
I think
Jade,
that's what you
Codename
call
Red.
Big news.
What are y'all
isn't
doing
it?
with
I mean,
this?
there's a lot of stuff in there that I
What's
think,
going on here?
from your point of view, certainly the community, the fans have been asking for a long time. So, Mac, tell us more.
Well,
I have a
this
theory,
is codename
and it just
Red,
popped in my
our
brain.
next premium flagship title and the future of our open world RPG games on Assassin's Creed. It is being developed by Ubisoft Quebec,
Here
the
we go.
studio behind Assassin's Creed Odyssey, under the creative direction of Jonathan Dumont. It will let players explore one of their most awaited settings ever on the franchise, feudal Japan, and
yep.
they'll live a
There it
very
is.
powerful shinobi fantasy.
I mean, people have been waiting for this for a long time, haven't they?
Yes, they have.
Well, they certainly have, and now you brought it to them.
It's amazing.
Which is
Now
good,
you've
but
brought
you're
it to
slightly cruel in that you're teasing me with it. I very much want that. You mentioned some of the other studios. What's Montreal up to right now?
Well, we have our veteran team behind Assassin's Creed Valhalla in Montreal, the birthplace of Assassin's Creed, who's been
True.
hard at work on a new flagship title as well. It is being led by creative director Clint Hawking and is a very different type of Assassin's Creed game.
And I believe you may have brought us something.
You
that
play
we
as
can
a
watch
shopkeeper.
now. Yes, here it is.
Bold. Here we go. What is this? What do you got going on here, Ubisoft? What's happening? What is this building to?
A very different type of Assassin's Creed. Let's find out what that means. Aye, there's the logo.
Which that would have been a sick reveal if we didn't know what this was. Hex.
Hex.
These all have to be connected into their Infinity
Wow, the
thing or something.
surprises just keep on coming. What can you tell us about this project?
Well, this is codename Hexe, and I can't wait for our
Hexe.
fans to tear
Voodoo.
apart that trailer and find out all its secrets.
Yeah, absolutely, and work out the code name. You guys have always got code names for stuff. There was it a year ago? There was codename Infinity. Where are you with that?
Well, that's a great question,
Good segue.
Danny, and I'm happy to give you a little bit more about Project Infinity
Also,
today.
I don't think Infinity
is
was ever
not a game
announced.
per se.
It just
is
got
going
leaked
to
so
be
hard
the
that they were like, yeah,
single
sure, fuck it,
entry
this is what it
point
is.
for our
He said
fans
it's not a
into
game
the
per se.
Assassin's Creed franchise into the future.
So you're saying that players will be able to explore their very own animus, kind of like a time machine?
Exactly, Alice. Infinity is going to be a hub that will unite all our different experiences and our players together in meaningful ways.
So, obviously, that begs the question: if you're connecting players and there's more than one player, a lot of people will be
MMO?
thinking, "Are we talking multiplayer?"
Well, Danny, it seems we can't hide anything from you.
You can't.
So we're actually investigating how we will bring back standalone multiplayer experiences into the Assassin's Creed universe, all connected to the Infinity Hub.
Well, it sounds extraordinary. You must have a nap at some point because you've all been very, very busy. So our thanks, Mac. Some major new developments there, and I'm sure everyone at home can't wait to get involved.
That didn't tell me anything.
Thank you for joining us today and sharing all this incredibly exciting news.
Well, thank you, Danny. Thank you, Alice. It's been a pleasure to be here and to be finally able to share
Okay.
all these great things that we have coming for our fans.
So, to sum up, there are a lot of exciting things to look forward to. Let's remind ourselves of everything you can expect from now onwards.
This year, we will see the release of the last chapter to Eivor's story in Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Then in 2023, we'll see the release of the next big title, Assassin's Creed Mirage, set in Baghdad and following the story of Basim from street thief to master assassin.
Then it's time for the long-awaited setting of feudal Japan with Assassin's Creed Codename Red. And as Mac announced, there will also be a very different type of experience with Assassin's Creed Codename Hexe.
And in the coming years, we'll see the launch of the new platform, Assassin's Creed Infinity, connecting players to the games in a whole new way.
But that's not all. We'll also see the launch of our first open-world game for mobile with Assassin's Creed Codename Jade. And of course, the release of our live-action series in partnership with Netflix.
So, loads to come. But that, my friends, I'm afraid, is all we have time for today in this very special Assassin's Creed Anniversary Showcase. Now, before I get too comfortable in our hideout and end up slipping into my Ezio cosplay as normal, I just want to thank everyone for joining us today and making this first ever showcase so special. Plus, of course, a big thank you to our guests. And I shouldn't do this, Alice, but, you know, in the spirit of wrapping up, what's the one thing you're most looking forward to?
That's a very tricky question.
is.
We've seen so many amazing things. I'm going to pick a few.
Okay.
I will choose Mirage, the Netflix series, and also Feudal Japan. Is that okay?
That's fine.
Great. And for all of you at home, remember...
Well, what about you,
can choose
motherfucker?
Mirage Now. In the meantime,
What are you
can
excited for?
Yeah.
He's like, the same things, exactly what she said.
Which is
Exactly, yes.
is what I'm going to do while we pass back to Ubisoft Forward. We will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
All right.
Neil, that was one hell of a show.
You can say that again.
That was one hell of a show.
Well, that does it for this edition of Ubisoft Forward. We hope you enjoyed it.
All right, there we go, guys. We're going to mute it there. Ladies and gentlemen, that was our reaction to the Assassin's Creed Showcase, because fuck the Forward, because that shit was boring.
It was
Phil.
quite boring. Yeah.
Assassin's Creed. They're doing a lot.
Dude, there was a lot.
There was a lot there.
There was like... Oh, man.
I think that's an appropriate reaction. So, in terms of just the Assassin's Creed stuff, because that's all that really interested me here.
Right,
It's
right.
just what the people are going to see.
Skull and Bones was like just more of what we've already seen. Like,
yeah. Valhalla getting their final big content push.
Yep.
Cool. That's great for Valhalla fans. Just I didn't like Valhalla enough to go back and spend enough time in it to care about that.
I will probably go back.
So many hours. So many hours.
I know.
And then Assassin's Creed Mirage being a smaller standalone title, you know, playing as Basim. I like the start from like the street merchant or street thief and then
Street thief,
and then work your way up. Very classic Assassin's Creed.
Yes. I do think that's like in order to like kind of ape with what they were talking about before, like what you're most excited for or whatever.
Yeah.
I think Mirage is probably what I'm most excited for.
On the horizon, I'm anticipating that, but that's because like we know a little bit about that and just that specific trailer that they showed, that CG trailer, very like like paying homage to the old
Very
CG
grabbing.
trailers of old that like we used to like love watching and overanalyze, and like the old like Tobuscus like literal trailers for and shit.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so I was very
blew my
much
mind.
enjoying seeing that. And then just a celebration of Assassin's Creed over the last 15 years as a long-term fan, even though I'm kind of starting to fall off pretty hard. I personally enjoyed that. And then the Netflix series.
I'll watch
guess,
it. I'll watch the first episode, and if it grabs me, I'll watch the rest. But
I mean, I guess I'm automatically coming in at a negative, but like I liked the Netflix Witcher show. I liked the
I was
Netflix
literally about to bring
Castlevania
that up.
show.
I was like, you liked it.
I did like
the
Netflix
Witcher one.
Witcher. I did like the Castlevania. So you know, I guess there's more hope for this than maybe I'm already allowing it. But it's sort of a coin toss, you know, right now, like with TV shows and video games, where you have things like Witcher, which are pretty good, and then you have things like Halo, which it seemed were not so good. And then on the horizon, we have things like Last of Us, which looks really good. So we're just gonna find out. The mobile game, actually, I could see myself picking that up and putting, I don't know, a couple of hours into touching it at least. Yeah, you know, just kind of seeing what it is, messing around with it.
The opening tutorial or whatever.
Yeah, and then that 100% is going to depend on just how it controls, which, like, if it's a classic Assassin's Creed game, probably going to control fine on mobile, because those motherfuckers are stiff. And then from there, the Infinity stuff. That's weird.
Yeah, I'm like because I assumed Assassin's Creed Infinity was like
the title.
Yeah,
like the product, and then they it was going to be
how they said it. It was like it's like some kind of
these are
hub.
independent games that you will then jump in and out of and have some type of multiplayer
using
connection.
Infinity.
I don't know.
Means.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. And they used a lot of buzzwords that didn't tell me anything. It was like, oh yeah, we're bringing multiplayer back in a standalone way. What are we talking about here?
What does that mean? Can we like dissect like multiplayer in a standalone way? Like, what does that mean?
Let me see if I can go back and actually see what I went too far. Separate codes, Animus. Come on, where are we?
Like maybe like just it's like one of them is just a multiplayer game. Like,
no, I feel like it's gonna be.
It's the word standalone
I feel like these are gonna be standalone games in which you can jump out of and have a multiplayer hub experience, like just a social gathering experience where you're like, hey man, I've been playing Assassin's Creed. Yeah, I'm playing it too. What mission are you on? Oh, I'm doing this or something like that. I just don't. This is instantly like just the way that they've been showing it is instantly like I feel like and they say Codename Red is the future of RPG games developed by Ubisoft Quebec, the studio behind Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which is my favorite of the new trilogy of games.
Do you think it's going to be like when they like multiplayer in a standalone way? Are we thinking co-op? Like,
see, this is what I initially thought is a group of 1 to 4 players jumping in and doing assassin missions or just fighting a bunch of things or something like
improving what Unity was trying to do.
Yeah. And in a way that would now work in the modern age with your games of service type games. But now I'm sitting here and I'm wondering what are we really building with here? Because it's just the way they said it, and they're doing the different studios and having them be connected in that way. Like, maybe it's like maybe it is closer to like an MMO thing where you really are your own player doing your own things.
Yeah,
and then
but
there
you can
will be
like cooperate somehow.
And then when you go back to town, like that your base building or whatever, and there'll be other players there, and they'll see their decorations and you'll see your own decorations, but you'll see each other in towns where there is no combat, and then you'll go out and do combat and go on missions in the open world RPG ways that we know. And then every once in a while, every year or two, they'll drop a raid type thing where we can then cooperate and play together or something. I don't know. Or maybe with the drop of every new quote unquote game or project, code name, whatever they're fucking calling it, then we'll get new stuff with that. But I was hoping that would be clearer than it is, and it's not. And that's what's concerning to me. So I'm curious as to what the actual vision is for this project and where we're going. And y'all have been sitting on it for a minute. We've known about Infinity for over a year. So,
and that's definitely I feel like that's definitely what they were going for too. Like it's like, hey, let's just get people talking about it. Like just drum up a bunch of people talking about
hey
it.
guys, Assassin's Creed has a future, but we are not ready to show you. And that's why Mirage is what it is because Mirage was supposed to be a thing connected to Valhalla, or it was supposed to be a fuller game, but then like they just didn't. They were like, you know what,
some kind of DLC adventure.
Yeah, and they were like, you know what, let's just cut it off, make it its own game, so that we can fill out the calendar year of 2023, so that we have something Assassin's Creed connected in 2023, and then in 4 and 5 or whatever, we'll have the bigger stuff. Because otherwise, we would not be getting another Assassin's Creed until this Infinity stuff starts popping, and yeah, it's just so confusing as to what they're planning with that. So
they just said that was on the horizon, right? They didn't give like an actual date like they did for.
No. Mirage has a year.
2023.
The mobile game and Red and Hexy, nothing. Like just that it's coming.
They're all it's hey, we're working on it.
Yeah. So
we have to assume like the Mirage is like late 2023, right? Like that's typically their usual.
I was hoping for
schedule.
spring, but I guess because they weren't even giving us spring and it's September right now. So yeah, I would assume that probably summer or fall is probably when we can expect it. Probably September, October of next year then.
Because it usually would release like around like anywhere from September to like October, right?
Yeah, they're in that October to November range usually with Assassin's Creed games.
Yeah,
I want to say Valhalla came out in November or late October, whenever Miles Morales came out, because they came out around the same time.
What's funny is even though that was a more recent release, I don't remember, but I remember Assassin's Creed 3 being like mid-November, or sorry, not mid-November, mid-October.
Yeah, I don't remember 3. I remember Brotherhood was in October, but anyways, yeah, I mean, overall, I'm cool with all of this. All of this is fine. As an Assassin's Creed fan, I'm cool with all of this. It's just, man, y'all got to start like delivering some goods then, because Valhalla,
give me actual information,
Yeah, like, give me some actual information, something
like,
that I can latch onto, and then but like
details.
Ubisoft as a whole has just not been putting out super quality titles, and across the board, we've felt a drop in quality. So it's just like, even Assassin's Creed, like, even though I liked Odyssey, you enjoyed Valhalla, but like in terms of like technicality and polish, all of the Assassin's Creed games have been suffering for a long time. So I don't know. I hope that we get some goods.
Yeah, they were declining. They were declining for a long time, and then I think with the release of Origins, we were kind of seeing like more of an upslope, and then even then, with like that new trilogy of games,
it was a real short upslope. It was a real short hot. Like I'm already
it was really sharp, and then all of a sudden just right back down.
I think part of it is because their games are just too big. Like they keep giving us 150, 200 hour experiences, and we don't want those,
and not enough stuff to. Like not enough like little things sprinkled throughout, like it's a lot of like riding your horse back and forth.
It's that, but it's also like it's just too many quest lines that I don't care about any of them. Like there's not enough
all like throwaway quests.
Yeah, like
that, all
the main quests feel just like the side quests, and none of them are that interesting.
Yeah,
I think Odyssey had a pretty good balance, but yeah, we've lost that balance with Valhalla, I think. But there's plenty of people who feel that way about Odyssey, as Odyssey was too much.
Yeah.
And I remember playing Origins and being like, "Fuck, man, I'm 25 hours into this game. I don't even have a quarter of the map filled out. This game is big."
Yeah.
So yeah, I would enjoy smaller, not bite size, but just smaller experiences that all connect into a central hub. Sure, but what does that hub look like? What is the structure of that hub? Shout out to For Honor for being in the hype montage for some reason.
I saw that too.
Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that is our reaction to the Assassin's Creed showcase. Thank you so much for watching along with us. Phil, you excited for the future of Assassin's Creed?
Yeah, man. I love Assassin's Creed.
There we go. All right. So you'll get more breakdown and thoughts on the Two Penny Games Cast, which will go live Monday at 8 a.m. Central, youtube.com/2pennygamescast, or mainstream podcast services of your choice. But until next time, have a great time. And Phil, say goodbye to the people.
Adios.